Oscar Bevis for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Delighted today to be joined via Zoom all the way from Maryland by middleweight Demetrius Ballard of Golden Boy Promotions. How are you, Demetrius?
I'm doing good.
Good, good. How's lockdown in Maryland? Because obviously here in the UK, we sort of get the news from New York, bits of news from Vegas and places like that. But what's it like in Maryland?
Maryland right now, we're still going through the coronavirus pandemic. So right now, I think we're in phase 2. Things are starting to open back up. People are able to start to go back outside and just to try to get on with their lives. Some things are still closed down. We're still wearing the mask out here. So life is starting to get back to normal. Everybody's just starting to get used and adjusted to how things are going.
And obviously good news for boxing fans and yourself alike that fights are starting to get back as well. Golden Boy announced that they're going to start running shows, and I can imagine you're sort of going to be pushing to get on some of those.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I've ever since I was scheduled to fight before the coronavirus happened. It got canceled, so ever since then I'm running nonstop every day. Sit-ups, push-ups, shadowboxing, hitting mitts when I can, hitting bags when I can. Anything possible I can do to just keep myself in shape, keep myself mentally ready. That's what I've been doing because I know once this whole thing break out, Top Rank started it with the fights on ESPN, and now Golden Boy got a fight scheduled up. So I know I'm really just one phone call away from getting back in the ring.
Yeah, obviously it must be exciting. Has this time given you a lot of space to think about your boxing career and think perhaps what you might want, from the next few years in your career?
Yeah, it's crazy. The one positive thing that actually come out of this is really allowed me to step back, recenter myself, or reevaluate, and just prioritize the important things in my life and the things that I want to do and how I'm gonna go about doing it. And me becoming a great boxer, one of the boxers ever lace up gloves, a world champion, Hall of Famer, to really make my dreams come true. To really prioritizing that. Being away from the game, boxing's been off for months. It's really lit a fire in me. I've really gotten a newfound hunger for it, and I'm just so excited that boxing is back.
I imagine experience-wise, you would consider yourself fairly experienced in the program with the amount of fights that you've had. I think you've won 20, drawn 1, and you've had a couple of no contests as well. I can imagine that you see this next phase of your career as the world champion phase. There's no messing about anymore. You want big fights and you want to become the best.
Yeah, that's the whole thing about it. Just being the best, being this great champion. There's so many great champions and prospects and contenders in the middleweight division. The middleweight division is full of them, and all these great fighters from the champion, from Alvarez to Charlo. You got Riyada Murata from Japan. You got the prospects, the contenders. You got Jamie McGee, you got Billy Joe Saunders. It's just the list go on for the great fighters. And at this point in my career, to be the best, you got to be the best. And those are all the guys I want on my resume as a W. I want to fight all them great fighters, just to solidify me and my skill and what I want to do in this sport.
I want to talk a little bit about your 2019 because, I mean, if there's going to be an up and down 2019, it's yours. You had a win, a no contest, and a draw. So I can imagine through the year, you wanted to sort of get some wins under your belt and continue that into 2020. You ended up having complete ups and downs. I mean, I can't imagine what that's like mentally going into a year knowing, win, draw, no contest. Must have been a bit of chaos.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's real chaos. The no contest against Espadas, and then Yamaguchi Falco to draw a fight that I thought that I won. But you can't really leave it in the judge's hands. The way to make sure that you win a fight is just to end it yourself. So I learned from that and that aspect. And Yamaguchi Falco was a decorated amateur. He was an Olympian. He showed a lot of experience and savviness and just him being a veteran in the ring. So I learned a lot. I'm mad about the draw, but I also took a lot from that. And I'm just been adding it to my game, adding to my mental, adding it to my work ethic. It's like I don't know. It's like doing the coronavirus after me losing that fight, that draw with Falco, and then this coronavirus, has really put me in a different headspace, a different mental state of mind. Actually visualizing and seeing my goals and seeing the road that I'm taking, and I'm just really excited. I'm just really excited to just have an opportunity to fight again. Change my life, change my family life, just everything that's going around me. Boxing's like an escape for me. Getting a ring, there's you against him, and some people say it's a brutal sport, it's a barbaric, but it's just poetry in motion. It's an art, it's a craft, and I just take it real. I've just been able to step back and really take it really, really serious, and I'm just ready to maximize my potential.
People say it's barbaric and it's an art and things like this, but 30 knockouts in 20 wins. I mean, I can imagine you've made it pretty barbaric at times. For the UK fans who aren't too aware of sort of your style, would you class yourself as a big puncher, or are you just sort of good at landing the punches, even if they're landing a good volume of punches? You're a back foot boxer.
I consider myself a puncher who also is able to box. In this sport, you can't knock out everybody. There's gonna come a time with his opponent, I'm gonna be able to hit him with all my hard stuff, and he's gonna continue to come forward and throw punches. So I'm gonna have to be able to get on my stick and be able to use my distance and my angles and box to land my punches. So I would consider myself as a boxer puncher. Every day I strive and I'm working on my skill, my craft, my condition. If you're in conditioning and you pop your jab and your skills is working, it don't matter if it go 12 rounds, it don't matter if it go 6 rounds. I'll be able to edge out the win.
I want to take it right back to the start and sort of get to know your background a little bit more. So, did you jump into boxing because it was something you were pushed into, or your family into boxing, or was it one of them, to take you off the streets? What's your journey into boxing as a kid?
So my football, he played football his whole life, but he's always been like a big boxing fan, big sports fan. There's kung fu movies, Bruce Lee, it's gladiator movies. Anything with fighting action, that's what he's all about. So he's a really, really big boxing fan. But I played football from 6, and then 4 years later, I was about 10. One of my friends joined the local gym, and he came to the house before he went to the gym. He said, "If I go to the gym, you want to come?" My father, overheard. He was like, "Yeah, let's go to the gym." And he was so happy. So initially, me starting boxing, it was just for my father because he was happy and he loved boxing. He always wanted me to do it. So initially, boxing was just for him. I'm doing it for my father. I just want to make him happy. I just want to make him proud. And I guess about 13, 14 years old, I really seen myself saying, you know what, I'll probably be doing this for, the rest of my life. After I'm winning these fights and going to these national tournaments and getting my hand raised and I'm winning belts and medals. And that's like, okay, I get it. I can actually see myself doing this for the rest of my life. So I was 10 years old when I started boxing. So that makes 17 years now that I've been doing the sport.
And to be with Golden Boy Promotions now, they must have seen something in you. Was you signed to them the second you turned professional, or did you have to sort of fight on smaller shows before you got the Golden Boy Promotions call?
Actually, I was the first time I got in contact with Golden Boy, I was 17 years old, still in high school. I got flown out to the Eric Morales and Marcus Madonna fight in Vegas. And initially, I might have signed then, but the Olympic trials and the qualifiers for the Olympics and the trials that was still coming up. And when I first started amateur boxing, my goal eventually was to become an Olympian, to win a gold medal, to represent my country. So I was 17 and I chose not to turn pro, not to do it because I still wanted to do the Olympics. Lost in the Olympic trials, 2011 Olympic trials. And then at the end of 2012, I won the Golden Gloves, the National Power Tournament. I won those 2 tournaments in 2012. And then at the end of the year, we got back in contact with Golden Boy and decided to turn pro.
That's such a mad story that I can imagine it's quite off-putting to be a school student and have your attention turned by this sort of lifestyle that you can get flown out to such a big fight. And then you can sort of have the whole Golden Boy buzz around you. I can imagine you sort of, I can't imagine what you was like at the time. It must have just been like mind-blowing.
It's funny. The funny thing about it is I was telling my wife this a little while ago that all the things I was doing then, if I was going to these fights and I'm on USA teams, traveling the world, I'm doing all this between the ages of like 16 and 19, traveling fights, Olympic trials, going to pro fights. And then in the moment as a kid, I'm just happy-go-lucky, just enjoying time, having fun. And right now, as I look back on it, it's way bigger. Like I look at it, it's like I was doing way bigger things. Like that was way more important. I was doing things that then I really couldn't grasp, but now it's like I appreciate it more, that the things that I've went through, the experiences and stuff like that. So as a kid, I don't know, I guess I was just in a moment just having fun, but now it's like it's real big, like important to me. I look back at it and it's really helped shape who I am today, and really guided me into this pro world of boxing.
And obviously, being under Golden Boy, you're going to get opportunities to fight on big cards as well, big arenas, and sort of the stuff you would dream about as a kid. Can you talk to me about sort of some of the cards that you fought on, places, arenas that you fought in? Perhaps I know you fought on I was looking at your record actually. You fought on a big card right at the start of your career, didn't you? In like your first or second fight.
Yeah, I think my second fight I fought on the Danny Garcia Zab Judah card. My second fight.
Not bad then, not bad.
Danny Jacobs, yeah, not bad for your second pro fight. I think Danny Jacobs was also on that card, and Kid Chocolate, I think he was also on that card. I fought on cards with King Kong Ortiz, Lamont Peterson. Yeah, I've been fortunate because starting off in boxing, a lot of guys fighting like clubs and your local, it was local stuff. So my first fight was at the MGM in Detroit, and that was on I think Jalen Love and Ishe Smith, I want to say, or Canelo Bunches, one of them. And yeah, out of all of my 20 fights, most of them has really been on like HBO or Showtime or like big cards like that. So I'm very fortunate because for some boxers that's not the route.
Are you very active on social media? I know this is sort of a weird like change of direction in the question, but you're not, are you?
I try. It's crazy. I try to be active. I try to do more. I don't know. It seems like a new one pops up every couple months. I don't know. It might discourage me. It's just like, there's so many apps, so many things to do. I'm just off of it. But lately, I haven't really been on it. I've been reading. I've been doing a lot of reading, books and stuff like that. I try to distance myself from the phone because it can be a habit. Getting on the phone, checking stuff, or paying too much attention to that. So during this coronavirus, I've really been reading a lot. Been reading the Bible a lot. Really establishing and just getting a better relationship with our Creator. So that's really what I've been doing most of the time. If I'm not doing like push-ups or sit-ups or running or looking at boxing, I've really been spending the other time reading or with my kids.
Yeah, because I wanted to say the sort of direction I was going in is that if you're going to get known in the UK and known worldwide, aside from the fact that you're going to have to fight in big fights, you sort of need a social media profile. You look at someone like Ryan Garcia with Golden Boy, who's turned himself into like a global brand. Yeah. Through some of these videos and guys that he hangs around with. But yeah, you're not very active on social media, so do you understand where I'm coming from in this day and age? Perhaps it's quite a lot of importance placed on that.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from because back in the days, winning really took care of winning fights really took care of that. All you had to do was really win and knock you out. But now, how to be a businessman too, you have to be able to post pictures. People want followers, you want to generate a fan base without even getting in the ring. That's an aspect I have to get stronger at. I feel like that once I start to win more fights, I'll probably have somebody just to control all of that, just so they can continue to reach out and put content out there for the fans who admire my boxing.
I mean, social media can also be a curse. We saw Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya.
Yeah.
You must have been able to catch some of that because being on social media or not, I mean, that's been some news that's come out of the boxing world recently. What do you make of that?
I don't know. I feel like like you said, social media can be a gift and a curse because I feel like everybody feel like they gotta tell everything on social media, personal stuff, business and stuff like that. And I feel like anything like that, I mean, that's high school stuff to me. Just can't send subliminal. Trying to get that word right, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you can't. I feel like sending stuff like that throughout tweets or I don't know, it's kid stuff. As men, everybody should be able to just call, talk, and do it how they do it. But I mean, everybody don't think like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that it's just interesting, isn't it? I mean, I know it's probably lockdown has got fighters bored, but boxing fans have always been one to sort of love any form of little petty argument, whatever it is. I want to talk a little bit more about the middleweight division. Now, obviously, you said you're going to be looking towards bigger honours. Do you feel like you might need to fight perhaps an American who's not at the top level, what you might call maybe a stepping stone? Willie Monroe's, Anthony Sims guys who aren't quite there yet, and then once you've beaten those guys, then you can actually seriously look at some of the top guys in the division.
I feel like if you look at my record, I think I probably fought 2 American fighters. The rest has been like from overseas, Mexican, or I fought somebody from Hungary before. I don't know. Just right now at this time in my life and my career, just the urge I'm having. I'm really interested in fighting those top tier guys, some guys who the boxing media, the boxing fans, my peers, the guys that you all think are the greats and talented. I want to fight those guys. I want to beat those guys. That's the only way I'm gonna make a name for myself. I feel like being a guy who's average or continue to fight these average fighters. I was happy I got able to fight Yamaguchi Falco because he's considered a prospect, a contender. So I was happy I was able to get in the ring with him. And it's only going to make me better. I feel like for me, my ceiling is up there. Sky's the limit for me. And the only way I'm there to get that is to face these elite competition. And like I said, I'm just that competitive spirit in me to want to be number one, want to be the greatest, to want to show the world, show the boxing peers. It's important to me because I take my craft and I take it very seriously. And I'm a sore loser. Like I don't know, my goal is just for my goals is fighting these top level guys, being in that type of danger, being in that environment. I just feel like it's going to bring out the best Demetrius in the ring, and I just want the world, the boxing fans, want everybody to see the type of fighter I am.
Well, one thing the middleweight division isn't short of is attention. It's, that and the heavyweight division are the two divisions that are always going to have people talking, no matter who's at the top. Who do you sort of rank as the number one middleweight at the moment then? Because you mentioned earlier some of the names. It is a stacked division.
Oh, Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah.
I feel like he has to be the clear number one. I feel like he's probably the clear number one because just the guys that the career he's had, the longevity, the guys he fought and beat. The first Triple G fight draw, then I feel like he convincingly beat him the second time go around. He's going up to 75 and knocking out Kovalev. He's going to 68 fighting. He's pretty much doing whatever he wants to do right now. So I feel like he's probably top 1 or 2 pound for pound in the world, and he's definitely the number one middleweight right now.
Do you look at Canelo now and see holes in do you think, I see a hole there that I would be able to exploit?
Nah, not really. I don't really like seeing too many flaws in his game. It's funny. I was actually in training camp with Canelo for 3 weeks. I was his only sparring partner for the Chavez fight. So I sparred him 3 times a week, 5-6 rounds at a time. So I got to see it firsthand. He's a great fighter. Skill, IQ, range generalship, accuracy of his punches. I think that's what he doesn't waste punches. When he let his hands go, 95% he's going to hit you. He don't really waste punches. That's a great thing for him. So I don't know. It's not too many flaws in his game, but that's what makes it so exciting for me to go in the ring with such a guy that's could be labeled as unbeatable at that point in time. And those are fighters I want to beat. Chris Eubank Jr., he's another middleweight who's rising the ranks, who comes from a boxing pedigree, who's knocking people out, doing big things. So, man, there's so many fighters there that I would love to fight and love to beat.
Yeah, obviously, Chris Eubank Jr. is another one that will get the British fans licking their lips because, obviously, we want to see our British guys in with some top guys, and not just top Brits. You want to see them in with top guys across the pond as well. I want to move away from your division and talk about the heavyweight division. I think for the first time in a while, as a Brit, I can say that we've got the the power in the heavyweight division, which is quite rare. Normally, you see it sort of in the States. I want to get your first thoughts first on Fury Wilder 1 and 2, and the post-fight comments from Deontay about his 45-pound suit, etc. How was that received, sort of from the American side?
Excuses. The 45-pound. I mean, if you ask me, it probably wasn't the smartest move to walk to the ring with 45 pounds of weight on you. It probably wasn't the smartest move, but at that point, you already in a ring fight, and you got beat. So I mean, don't nobody want to hear that. Don't nobody want to hear nothing about your legs was gone because of some 45-pound uniform. Don't nobody want to hear that. That's how I feel like that's how everybody across the world will feel. You got in the ring with them, you let your hands go, and it just ain't turned out well for you. But Deontay Wilder is a great. Deontay Wilder's one of my favorite fighters. He's a great heavyweight. That right hand is amazing. I don't care who you are. I feel like if he hits you with that right hand, you're going down. The first fight, I had Tyson Fury winning. I felt like the 2 knockdowns was able to give. It was like a 4-round swing for Wilder, so I feel like it probably edged him out for the draw. He probably won 2 rounds here, somewhere else off just aggressiveness, and then those 2 knockdowns probably edged it to a draw. Second fight, clearly domination of Tyson Fury. I don't know how much Deontay Wilder can learn as far as his next fight, as is to control distance and the space with his jab and just to move. I don't know how much more he can add to his arsenal because at this point in his career, he probably is what he is. So I don't know about that, but the fight I'm really interested in the heavyweight division, as I feel like would be more competitive and more exciting than everybody thinks, is Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. I feel like Anthony Joshua, his boxing ability and his jab is going to give him a better chance against Tyson Fury. And he also cracked. So I feel like that fight is going to be way harder, more difficult for Tyson Fury than a Deontay Wilder fight, just because, styles.
Yeah, obviously, we had the news recently that they seem to have agreed financial terms, which is always the hardest point to overcome, it seems, in fight negotiations. So you sort of rank Tyson and Anthony as 1 and 2 now?
Oh, they did? Oh, well, at this point, yeah, I agree with that. I probably agree with that 1 and 2. Wilder probably 3rd. Yeah, I agree with that. I seen that they already signed the deal to fight, even though they both already have agreed to fight other people. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. If they both get past, I think Joshua got Pulev and Tyson Fury has.
Should have the Wilder trilogy.
Oh, yeah, Wilder trilogy. That's right. They're fighting again. That's right. Yeah, they get past those 2 fights, as I think they will. Then 2021, we have for a great heavyweight fight.
Now in the boxing gods, something's going to go wrong somewhere, surely, because boxing gods won't allow us.
Yeah, we don't get the fights when we want to get them. We get them when they choose to give them to us.
Demetrius, thanks for giving me some of your time. Look forward to seeing you back in the ring, and obviously, hopefully, we can sort of give this to the UK crowd, and you get some people following you as well from our shores.
Oh yeah, for sure. Whenever I fight, make sure I reach out to y'all and do another interview after the fight. Whenever. I appreciate you taking time out your day and interviewing me. Yeah.
That's what we're here for. And obviously, we want to hear about stories of the guys who might not be the bigger names in the UK. And hopefully you can come and fight in the UK. Like I said, we've got middleweights. We've got super middleweights.
That's what I want to do. That's what the fight they go. I want to go over there and fight. Earl Smith did it. Andre Ward did it. That's what greats do. They go over there and they take belts. I want to fight over there in front of your countrymen, in front of 50,000 people in the stadiums. That's what I dream about. That's what I want to do. And hopefully I get a chance to do it.